Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, a very warm welcome indeed to Rochester and to this degree ceremony of the University of Kent. The ceremony will start soon, and it begins with 4 processions: the graduands, the academic staff, the honorary graduand, and the Chancellor. We'll all stand for the last procession, and I'll give you a signal so you know when to do that. While this is an exciting occasion, we ask that you please remember all those seated around you and not to block their view. Standing up or leaving your seat to take photos and videos will not be tolerated. Ushers in the blue gowns are stationed around the cathedral to help you should you have any problems. Guests will not be allowed to leave the cathedral for 15 minutes before the end of the ceremony, and the centre aisle must remain clear at all times for the graduates. At the end of the ceremony, the head usher will ask you to stand for the processions. You will then take your seats as they prepare for you to exit the cathedral. Please remain seated until you are instructed to leave by an usher. Lastly, please make sure that your phones are switched off. And again, please be mindful of those around you who also wish to celebrate this very special day. Thank you so much, everyone, and have a fantastic time.
How's that? Yeah, I'll tweak that. the Deputy Mayor of Medway, our honorary graduate, distinguished guests, colleagues, and especially our graduates, I declare this degree congregation open. Please be seated. Today, we are awarding degrees, certificates and diplomas for those who have completed academic courses at the University of Kent. And I want to thank the Dean for allowing us to use this wonderful venue of Rochester Cathedral. And as Chancellor, and it's the first time I've said that, and as Chancellor, I want to welcome everyone who is able to be a part of our celebrations here today and also watching online. Now, you've all showed extraordinary resilience and commitment to complete your studies, and we're very, very proud of how you rose to those challenges and overcame them. You made it. Just smile and take that in for a moment. I want to thank all of the family members, friends, and other supporters who are here, and as well as those who are not. All of you will have provided support in so many ways for our graduates, for which you deserve our thanks and congratulations as well. I'd also like to thank those members of the university staff who have supported you throughout your studies and in your broader life at university. Many of them are here on the platform or volunteering in the cathedral, but there are countless others who have also contributed to your success today. It's our community, our family, the staff, the students, together that makes the University of Kent such a success. Graduates, I am so proud of you all here today. You are proof, as if proof was needed, but you are proof that Kent students are truly extraordinary. Being here today, it means you have excelled academically, but you've also gained the knowledge, skills, and understanding to enable you to move on to the next stage of your life. The world that you're graduating into is one of change, is one of opportunity. And my greatest hope and belief is that Kent is giving you, our graduates, everything you need to embrace this. Not just your certificate and qualification, but also, more importantly, the knowledge, values, confidence and determination to meet every challenge coming your way. Of course, it helps to have great teachers as well, and we have some of the world's leading academics among our staff with a passion for passing on their knowledge and research skills to their students. Our academics make such a difference in the world, bringing people together to take on some of the world's greatest challenges, whether big or small. They will have made sure that you're up to date with the latest ideas and cutting-edge thinking that inspired and I hope challenged you too. And that work continues every day, and I'm really, really proud to say that. At Kent, we stand for ambition. It inspires collaboration, creates connections, and unites communities. And we're here to make a difference, to transform lives, whether through an education and a student experience that fires your imagination so that you can make a mark on the world, or through outstanding research and changes to the way that we look at things. We're determined through our work to bring about positive change. Now, each year we see so many examples of that as our students go on to make their mark in the world, from award-winning campaigners or members of parliament, and indeed Nobel Prize winners as well. So, graduates, I hope you are so proud of the university as we are so proud of you. And I hope that you enjoy this ceremony, make the most of it, take it all in, and afterwards go on to celebrate your success with your family and friends. Enjoy your rite of passage across this stage. It's your time to shine. Feel free to clap, cheer, and enjoy your moment. Make it last. After all, as I said, it is a celebration. By admitting you to your degrees, it's an honour and a pleasure to mark your success and to wish you well on your future path, wherever it may take you. Thank you so much. I now call upon the Director of Global and Lifelong Learning to present candidates for their awards and degrees.
Most Honourable Chancellor, to you and the whole University, I present these candidates from Global and Lifelong Learning found worthy to be admitted to awards and degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all those who are about to be presented and other qualified candidates in absentia.
For the foundation degree in science, Jasmine Jimmy Chinoy. Penelope Jane Cook. Sophie Narinda Dinsa. Agneta Iwana Glab. Sophie Grace Lewins. Kelsey Neve McFarlane. Ellie Rebecca McPhee. Rosie Margaret Morton. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Claire Denise Hargest. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with Honours, Rihanna Ball. Thomas James Beniston. Renata Berry. Ross Anthony Biddulph. Brady Thomas Clark. Laura Joy Dalloway. Lara Rachel Devenish. Chloe Annabelle Fitzgerald. James Michael Griffiths. George Edward Samuel Harpham. Olivia Kate Harvey. Jaden Christopher Hawkins. Lucy Mary Holland. Lauren Sarah Howe. Randeep Kaur. Ravina Kaur Lally. Rebecca Lipka. Erin Megan Maciewski. Ailey Fiona Malcolm. Shuja Mehdi. Emily Nevin. Jake Dan Newbold. Mia Papia Bantic. Jasmine Richardson. Lauren Kirstine Shembry. Annabelle Kate Simpson. Rhiannon Elizabeth Smith. Joe Lewis Thomas. Sophie Isabel Ward. Matilda Elizabeth Wyatt. For the award of postgraduate certificate, Joshua Madumere. Bhavana Murthy. For the degree of Master of Science, Lucy Ashby. Monica Anna Carlin. Joshua William David Getty. Hannah Georgina Kears. Laura Amy Lodge. Pavan Kaur Uppal. Sarah Sharanjit Kaur Westerbeek. Joanne Helen Wilson. And for the degree of Doctor of Clinical Science, Sonia Shah.
One more time. I now call upon the public orator, Dr. Lindsay Cameron, to present Alice Osman for the award of an honorary degree.
Most Honourable Chancellor, Deputy Mayor of Medway, graduates, colleagues, families and friends. Solitaire, this winter, radio silence, heartstopper. I was born for this, loveless. Alice Osman has sold enough books to fill this wonderful cathedral twice. Her list of awards and nominations is dazzling. The Carnegie Medal, the Goodreads Choice Awards, Attitude Person of the Year 2023, and the British Book Awards Illustrator of the Year, to name just a few. Meanwhile, the Netflix adaptation of Heartstopper, which Alice produced and led creatively, has featured in the top 10 list of 67 countries worldwide. But that only tells half the story. Alice Osman has opened a groundbreaking new chapter in young adult fiction, championing diverse representation and showing the importance of joyful queer stories for young adults. She is an exceptional author and artist whose trailblazing works have made an indelible mark on young adult fiction and touched the hearts of millions of readers and viewers around the world. Her inspirational work is celebrated for its realistic portrayal of the agonies and joys of teenage life as her diverse characters navigate typical teenage struggles around friendship, family, mental health, coming out and discovering who they are. Young people, including many of the wonderful graduates we are celebrating today, see themselves reflected in Alice's stories, and that's important. Young people tell us that because of Alice's novels, they feel less alone, less different, and more understood, and they start to believe that it's okay to love who you love and be who you want to be unapologetically. Alice continues to touch the hearts of young and old alike through her literary and artistic work, breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and kick-starting conversations to inspire greater understanding. But how did Alice get here? Alice was born on 16th of October 1994 in Chatham, Kent, and grew up with her younger brother William and parents just a stone's throw from here, outside of Rochester. She attended High Halstow Primary School and then Rochester Grammar School. While at school, Alice discovered her passion for writing and illustrating. Alice recalls a particular Year 5 teacher who encouraged her early interest in creative writing. He gave each person in Alice's class an empty exercise book and asked them to fill it with stories. They were free to write whatever they wanted and it wouldn't be marked. Alice filled that book right up with, Alice thinks it might have been something about vampires, perhaps a future direction. And to Alice, this moment could have been the birth of a love for writing stories. Being an author and illustrator was never something Alice particularly aspired to, but writing and drawing were things that she enjoyed. She recalls the whole class sitting on the carpet in Year 6 and being asked what they want to do when they grow up. Alice remembers piting up with, "comic artist." And this aspiration lay dormant for some time, but as you will see, that love of drawing came to the fore again years later. In secondary school, despite being an avid reader of young adult fiction, Alice felt there was nothing that really represented her world, an all-girls high school. And so she set about writing her own story, Solitaire, which she did for fun and to make herself happy. And it paid off. By the time Alice left school, she had a literary agent and a book deal. Solitaire was published in 2014 and was described by a Times reviewer as the catcher in the rye for the digital age. And it was through the process of writing that first book that Alice realised, this is what I want to do with my life. Alice went on to complete an English literature degree at the University of Durham, where she also published her second novel, Radio Silence, and 2 other novels set in the literary universe she was creating. Near the end of her degree, Alice also began writing and illustrating an online webcomic, Heartstopper, completely free of charge. This side project was to become the literary sensation Heartstopper. For those who don't know, Heartstopper is a boy meets boy love story that follows Nick and Charlie and their close circle of friends navigating the ups and downs of teenage life and understanding their LGBTQ+ identities. Alice decided to self-publish Heartstopper. She set up a crowdfunding campaign with the aim of raising £9,000 to publish Heartstopper as a graphic novel. They reached that amount in just 4 hours, and in the end of the campaign, raised over £50,000. And at that point, Alice realised, okay, people like Heartstopper. Now Heartstopper is a global phenomenon, selling over 8 million copies and translated into 37 languages. Alice attributes the universal appeal of Heartstopper to a craving for joyful, hopeful stories where we know everything will be okay in the end. And that is one reason why so many of us hold her stories close to our hearts. Alice believes that writing is a way to discover who you are. In every one of her graphic novels and artworks, she has something to say, a story to tell, and she goes out there and she does it. You could say she follows her heart, and that is something to inspire us all. Alice has said, if I was just doing what I'm doing now forever, that would suit me. And that would suit us too, Alice. In recognition of her inspirational contribution to art and literature, with a particular notable impact through her work to support the young adult LGBTQ+ community, Most Honourable Chancellor, to you and the whole university, I present Alice Osman to be admitted to the degree of Doctor of Letters of the University, honoris causa.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of Letters, honoris causa.
Thank you so much to Dr. Cameron for that wonderful introduction, and thank you to the University of Kent for inviting me here today. It's a huge honour to be awarded this degree, especially here in my hometown Rochester, in the cathedral where I used to sing Christmas carols in my school choir. Life is very weird. I know it's customary for the recipient of such an honour to say a few words and share some wisdom. I'm not sure that surrounded by so many learned people, academics and graduates, many of whom have so much more life experience than me, that I'm very well qualified for this task. But I guess I've done some stuff in my life that I've lived so far which might be of interest, so I'll do my best. One question I'm often asked is how to become a published author. I think it's one of those careers that sounds a bit far-fetched to most people, like an astronaut or a secret agent. They don't tell you how to do it at school. But one day, when I was a teenager, I decided to give it a shot anyway. Being a school kid, I didn't really have anything to lose at that point. I just spent the time I should have been doing maths homework writing stories instead. I was just having a fun time. Dr. Cameron has told you a bit about my career journey, but I wanted to talk about it a little more. What I did to find myself in my dream career as an author, illustrator, and screenwriter at the age of 29. I've had a lot of luck. Luck in writing the right thing at the right time, luck in finding an amazing literary agent who liked my writing, luck in finding the perfect TV production company who understood my vision, It's a bit ironic to be here celebrating your many years of hard work and study, and I'm telling you about luck. They don't award degrees in luck. But what you can do when luck comes your way, when there's an opportunity, a chance to speak up, reach out, express yourself, you've got to try. Trying is incredibly powerful. Trying is seizing an opportunity and saying, what if it works out? Because you never really know what might happen. Things might just go better than you think. That's what I did when I was 18 years old. With the first draft of my book I'd written on my little blue laptop, I thought, why not give it a go? I might be lucky this time. Of course, there's hard work. It takes a lot of hard work to achieve your dreams. Even while I was at university, I spent most of my time writing my second novel and not going to lectures. Maybe not a great thing to admit in this scenario. But to those who've completed a degree apprenticeship, I genuinely do understand the huge effort required to work and study at the same time, and I greatly admire and applaud you. So there's luck and there's hard work, but when I'm asked how to become a published author, I don't usually give either of those as my answer. They're important, yes, but what I usually say to aspiring authors is to write the story you want to read. It's a bit of a cliche response in the writing world, but I think it's cliche because it's true. When I wrote my first novel, Solitaire, I couldn't find any books that I felt represented my life. I was a bored, moody teenage girl at an all-girls school who desperately wished my life was a little bit more interesting. The popular books at the time were Twilight and The Hunger Games. Probably didn't want my life to be like either of those. I wanted a book about my world, the social dynamics of school life, escaping the real world on social media, and finding a new friend who completely understands you. I couldn't find any stories like that, so I wrote one. You have to believe in your story or no one else will. You have to be the first person rooting for yourself, your own cheerleader, your first reader. And I know that's hard. It's so hard to believe in yourself, especially nowadays when we're being bombarded on social media by all kinds of people doing so many different and amazing things. Something that helps me is to picture my younger self, that little kid in year 6 on the classroom carpet deciding she wants to tell stories for the rest of her life. Maybe it's hard to root for myself sometimes, but I'll believe in her and I'll do it for her. My school wasn't super keen on me pursuing the arts. They wanted me to be more interested in maths and science. Fortunately, I didn't care too much what my teachers thought. Sorry again to the professors in the room. And I focused on doing what I loved, which was writing stories. I wrote a short story and submitted it to an online magazine, and it got published. Then I did the National Novel Writing Month Challenge, which challenged you to write 50,000 words in 1 month. I didn't succeed with that because that's a bit crazy, but I did manage 20,000 words, the start of my novel, Solitaire. And once I finished the book, I sent it to a few literary agents. I knew it would probably get rejected, most submissions do, and it was. I was rejected, mostly. I was on the school bus when I got an email from a literary agent who said that she loved the story and she wanted to represent me. I'm sure my parents thought this was a scam, but it wasn't. A real literary agency wanted to represent my writing. If I'd never tried, none of that would have happened. If I hadn't said to myself, what's the worst that could happen? None of that would have happened. If I hadn't believed that my story had a chance, that it could be loved as much as I loved it, none of that would have happened. I think that trying is one of the greatest acts of self-love. Now, as well as writing, I love to draw. Some of you in the room may have heard of my comic series / Netflix show Heartstopper. When Solitaire was published, it featured 2 side characters called Nick and Charlie, 2 teenage boys who were very much in love. But we don't learn much about them in Solitaire. We don't learn how they got together or much about their relationship. I knew that when I finished that book that I wanted to tell their story somehow. And so I began drawing my comic series, Heartstopper. At the time, teen romance comics weren't really a thing in the UK. So I uploaded it for free online, and I found a whole community of people on the internet who loved it. When I was younger, there were very few stories about the queer community, and even fewer which were joyful and uplifting to read. But I soon realised that so many people, especially queer teenagers, had been looking for a story like Heartstopper, a hopeful queer romance that told them that despite all the hardships that young queer people face, everything would be all right in the end. In 2019, Heartstopper was optioned by TV company Seesaw Films, and it was greenlit by Netflix at the start of 2021. Suddenly, I was surrounded by a whole group of creative people wanting to share in telling a story that I had written. I was blown away by this shared creative drive to tell a queer story that had a positive vibe and a happy ending. But the greatest surprise of all was the response to Heartstopper when season 1 aired in 2022. We thought we were making a niche little show that didn't have much of a hope of renewal, but the explosion of love for the show was huge. We thought the show would just appeal to queer teens, but it's found viewers of all ages and identities. I never imagined, when I started uploading my little comic for free because nobody would publish it, that it could become something so big and so beloved. All I knew that it was a story that I loved. Perhaps I should have seen that if I loved it so much, maybe there would be others out there who would love it too. Now, I know that not everyone in this room wants to be a writer or an illustrator, but perhaps you have a story in your head, or maybe it's a vision, or an idea, a business or an invention, a dream job or a life aspiration, a world that no one else can see living in your brain. If the thing you want to be, or do, or to happen isn't there yet, you can create it. You can write the story you want to read, whatever that means in your world. Who knows? Maybe there's a whole community of people just waiting for it to exist. There's only one way to find out. Thank you.
I now call upon the Director of the Division for the Study of Law, Society and Social Justice to present candidates for their awards and degrees.
Most Honourable Chancellor, to you and to the whole University, I present these candidates from the Division for the Study of Law, Society and Social Justice found worthy to be admitted to degrees.
By virtue of the authority committed to me, I admit all those who are about to be presented and other qualified candidates in adsemblage.
For the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Mahima Abedin. Ashley Madwabuchi Anyanwu. Priyanka Kaur Olak. Sergio Dennis Avram. Amir Bentra. Shane Ernest Bull. Samantha Faye Cage. Alia Dickens O'Til. Omololola Dorojai. Naomi Kimberly Greenaway. James William Oliver Hill. Tiana Bria Shani Hutchinson. Emma Louise Jones. Finlay Hugh McDermott. Libby McNaughton. Crystal Juliet Anolika Wabuno. Brigitta Camelia Patru. Casey Jane Zoe Pearson. Harry David Pease. Nafisat Raji. Amelia Jane Rance. Shay David Keith Rogers. Tyler John Rowlinson. Oliver Small. Oluwa Motemi Omoloa Bake Similolua Swatan. Casey Marie Voisey. For the degree of Bachelor of Science with honours, Pelualami Grace Afolabi. Emilia Bellanova. Rachel Blinn. Olasun Kamwi Emmanuel Olawole Fatoba. Stephanie Giri. Phoebe Oluwatobi Sendemi. Marina Judith Wilson. For the award of Postgraduate Certificate, Nina Suzanne Theoharis. For the degree of Master of Arts, Megan Amy Bray. Joe Alexander Crossley.
Well, I tell you what, this gown has been adjusted for my height, and I didn't add any tissues in the pockets. And after a very emotional day, it is absolutely lovely. Congratulations to you all. I can see how much this moment means, and as you walk out into the future, I can see how important it is to just really take in this moment and celebrate. So one more bigger round of applause, please, graduates. Now that we've given that raucous round of applause, could all of those receiving degrees and certificates, can you stand up for me, please? Thank you. Now, this has been an occasion of great celebration, of amazing achievements, and I wish all of you the very best for the future. But throughout this ceremony, you've been roundly applauded by all of those here to support you, including tears as well. And so I think if you could just put your certificates down just for a moment, nice and gently. Remembering all of those times when you called home, needed friends, your family has been there for you, encouraged you and pushed you on their way, and your friends and supporters too. Can we give them a big round of applause? That was amazing. That was raucous. That was brilliant. But one more. It's all for you. Thank you so much. You may be seated. Well done. We can't take it for granted. So much hard work goes into the studies, but the support system from the teachers, from all of the families and friends, it really, really, really means a lot. Now, I know that some of you are continuing on with further studies here. Both you and those leaving should keep in touch with the university, please. Now, as Chancellor, I really want to make sure that we keep together as a close-knit community, both the students and the alumni. So please do come back anytime. You are welcome to return. And we have the most extensive and lively alumni associations of any university in Britain, which I hope that you will join and be active in. Link up with each other, link up on LinkedIn, and link up with us here at Kent. Well, thank you so much for a wonderful first day as Chancellor of this university. I'm really, really looking forward. Oh, you set me off again. Yeah. Oh. I'm looking forward to next week, but I will have tissues in here. Finally, may I thank everyone for coming today, and I wish you all a safe journey home. I declare this congregation closed.
Thank you.